Hello, everyone. I'm Linda Frisch, Dr. Todd, the Face Reader. We're just going to do quick little videos. We're getting slammed with all kinds of questions, and we thought it might be easier just to do a little video. So one of the questions
Actually,
is...
she's getting slammed. I don't pay attention to this kind of stuff.
Right.
So. Oh, wow. That's a long answer, but I'm going to make it short. As physicians, we are trained to ask what's wrong. And I get that. It's a very important thing. But I had patient after patient. I knew something was wrong. They knew something was wrong, but all the tests came out textbook midline normal. So I had this paradigm shift to ask what's not right. There was nothing out there to determine what's not right. And so I got real deep into lots of different things, studied Ayurvedic medicine, studied traditional Chinese medicine, which is where facial diagnosis got its start. And it just opened that door to understanding my patient, asking what's not right, because you have to be 2/3 sick before medicine sees anything wrong. I'm not slamming medicine there because I'm a doctor and I'm not trying to slam what I do, but there were some weaknesses in it. So by asking what's not right, it opened the door. Facial diagnosis just made that door 10 times wider.
When we were both studying traditional Chinese medicine and acupuncture, facial diagnosis rose to the top and you just latched onto it. One of the first things is you learned the 9 face shapes for patient compliance, you said. And then you started taking notes and notes and more notes and more notes and more notes.
That sounds a little sinister for patient compliance. Look, it was all about speaking a language that people could hear.
Right.
And if I was talking to this lady who's a king face, she didn't want to talk about sports. She didn't want to talk about the weather. Can you help me? How long does it take? What's it going to cost? Let's go. That's the king nature of her. I'm a bucket face. So if I had a bucket face in front of me, I would say, look, I know you need to think about this because we got to think about everything. So it allowed me to dance the music that was playing in their head. And It just allowed me to help them quicker.
And then you started correlating, started seeing the same thing over and over and over again and started correlating. And you've been reading faces since 1980.
Ouch.
So hopefully that answers that question for you guys.
So I want the world to know about it. It's just such a good system. Lots of people think it's kind of woo-woo and will kind of denigrate it and call it whatever, quackery. I get that. I've been called a quack for 45 years, 4.5 decades. It has value. And because there's value there, I wanted to share it. At this point in my life, in my career, I just want everybody to know about it. It doesn't have to be mine. I'm not the only person out there reading faces. It's a 5,000-year-old system. Ours is unique because we've really tried to take very traditional Chinese medicine and westernize it. If I said to you, you had evil wind or damp heat, you're going to go, what? Those are terms that we're not comfortable with and understand in Western medicine. But by Americanizing it or westernizing it, it became very universal. Everybody can use it and it can make a difference in your life. So I want to help 15, what's the dream I had?
5,000 people every 15 minutes. Yeah.
So I had this dream that I needed to help 5,000 people every 15 minutes. I thought, I'm fast. I mean, I was very quick as a doctor because a lot of people wanted to see me and I tried to be efficient. But I can't see that many, except maybe I can if I teach other people this. So that's the big part behind it.
Well, and we've been floating videos out of you reading faces since last June, and things are picking up. So hopefully that answers your question. You did mention in the last video about face diagnosis being 5,000 years old. Talk about that. And some folks are saying, oh, what, are we bringing phrenology back? So,
Well,
yeah.
Well, phrenology, what is that? Well, it's feeling the bumps on the head and making diagnostic interpretations from the bumps on the head. And it's laughed at and it's poo-pooed. You have to understand where a lot of this stuff came was from a need. People would come to a doctor, however they got that label, and would ask them for help. So different techniques showed up throughout time that were very diagnostic. Now they've been poo-pooed and denigrated, and I do iridology. I look at the colored portion of the eye. It's a German technique. It's been around for a couple hundred years. Mm-hmm. It's not a guy named Van Pessely was the guy that came up with it. And it's a microsystem. So these microsystems exist. We're familiar with foot reflexology. There's hand reflexology. There's a part in acupuncture called auricular therapy where we'll treat the body just on the ear. And everybody said, well, that's ridiculous. Think about it this way. We start as one cell. I mean, we get the sperm and egg kind of doing their thing, and that sperm enters, fertilizes that ovum, and it becomes one cell. And almost immediately goes to 2, and then a 4 and 8 and 16 cells. We come from one cell. Why is it such a difficult jump to realize that cellular communication can show up in lots of different ways, whether it's the iris, whether it's facial diagnosis, whether it's foot reflexology. There are techniques way before we modernized everything and have our MRIs and CTs and blood tests and all that kind of stuff. Those things are great. But I've always treated people first, tests second. I love tests. I think they're great. But this allows me to communicate with people on a level that they understand and they get blown away by it. So I love it. Never going to stop.
Well, I've been working by your side for 40 years.
Still by my side.
For 40 years now.
Are we clashing color-wise?
I don't know.
I usually get told.
And boy, oh boy, have I seen amazing things happen with you reading people's faces. So we're respectful. There are folks that are making some comments that this is a bunch of hooey, and we're respectful, but we know with...
Not going to stop.
Not going to stop. 45 years of clinical experience. So, but hope you keep watching.
So, our marketing team, which is uncomfortable for me to say because in practice, my advertising budget for 40 years was zero. I had referrals only in practice. So I now hired a company to help get this information out to the world. And they wanted something to go viral. Now, as a physician, that sounds like a bad thing. Look, I'm a dinosaur. I've never been on Facebook. Have I been on? I have no Facebook. I don't know. I had to call my son and find out what TikTok was. And
no, you used to call it Spacebook.
Facebook, yeah. They said this is going viral. And I go, okay, I guess that's a good thing. They go, yeah, it's a really good thing. And then they told me what it was. And I did a face diagnosis on somebody didn't really enjoy doing, a guy named P. Diddy, and it went viral. And so it's over 500,000 people have viewed my diagnosis on P. Diddy. And so I'm thinking, being the dinosaur I am, there's 330 million people in this country, and 500,000 saw this thing. That doesn't sound like a lot. They said it's a lot. So I guess going viral is good.
Your videos are going viral.
We have tons of requests to read different faces. Linda handles all of this, and she tells me, do you know this person? Do you know this person? I go, no, I don't know him. And so we're going to try to read lots and lots of faces, put it out there. Linda is connecting with our marketing team. If you want to just share that.
Yeah. And, they're keeping track of the most requested and those that are in the news, maybe current events. So we're trying to keep up with that, and just know that we're doing our very best, and just keep watching. Okay. So many of the comments that come through are like, what? Surely you know who this is. Surely you know about them. Surely. And, when Todd is doing a reading and he says, hey, I don't even know who this is, you can trust that he doesn't know who this is. He doesn't watch the news. He doesn't get on social media at all.
Are you saying I'm a dinosaur?
You are a dinosaur. So he will tell you if he does know them or he's heard something about them. So you can trust that. Okay. So pretty much every other comment is, can you read my face? Do you read just the general public? Can I send you my photos? Are you willing?
Whoa. And we open this up to the world? Yeah. I'm willing. So yeah, I can read any face. By all means, send it. It's not expensive. A couple different categories. One is just a written report if you want to physically chat with me. A little more money in that regard. But again, this is not a costly thing to do. If it becomes overwhelming, the co-author of my book, my wonderful daughter, Abby, can hopefully pick up the slack. But again, happy to read anyone's face.
Just go to the website. There are 3 different options there that you can choose from. Once you purchase that analysis, we will receive that email, and you'll receive an email back with directions on how to upload your photos. And once we receive them, Dr. Todd will go to work. Okay. So we've gotten calls, we've gotten emails, we've gotten messages in social media about seeing the book on Amazon. That's somebody fraudulently reselling their used copy. And right now it is at $4.99. It was over $5,000. So, that's just ridiculous. We've contacted.
What? It's a good idea.
Just go to our website. The book is $45. It is just chock full of amazing information. It's all done with color photos, and I think you'll love it. So just get it from our website, www.
And I will personally sign it.
Oh yeah, he will personally sign it. WTFWhyTheface.com. So another request that we are seeing in some of the posts or emails that are coming to us is, how can I learn this? Please just go to the website. After Todd and Abby wrote the book, many requests came in for him to dive even deeper. And so he created a master class. I will just say that those that have taken his master class are doing an amazing job. Yes?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, they're doing a
very
great job.
professionally filmed. Our film guy's named JJ just did a great job of making this very
Right.
understandable and throughout all my screw ups. And you got just the real quality meat that is available.
Yeah. So you can read faces too.